After securing the hard lines in, you can then tighten down your coolant lines to the turbo. You want to make them a little loose before tightening those lines down to give you some play. And then afterwards, you can tighten them down. Not much oil came out, truthfully. A decent amount of coolant came out. So I'll have to fill up the coolant. Oil, honestly, I don't even think I have to put any in it with how little came out. Time for the turbo feed. New gasket. Now what we're doing is the charge pipe. I forget this guy. So this is the difference between the stock catalytic converter and the modified cat. Everything else from the cat up is the same for California purposes. We're not allowed to modify anything before the catalytic converter. So even the heat shield, if I chose to buy another one and put it on, would fit. It's got all the same mounts you can see. This is where I'm hoping to see the performance gain. This is about a 2-inch bottleneck. This is a 3-inch flex pipe. This one is super crazy flexible. It's almost like a freaking slinky. This one, you know, there's some flexibleness to it, but there's not much. It's pretty stiff. And then the 3-inch versus the 2-inch. There's quite the difference there. The O2 sensor is a little bit farther down. I'm hoping that the O2 wires will reach. They seem pretty far. I've got it angled so that way it's not going to be hitting the side of the car. It'll be slightly downwards for clearance purposes. Everything you see here, this has been TIG welded. Up here, MIG welded. As you can see from the factory welds too, they're not pretty. The MIG welder, to make it work, it's not pretty, but the TIG on stainless steel, that is definitely some pretty welds. And inside too, it's been back purged with the argon gas, so everything looks pretty. But we're not even going to see it when it's installed on the car, so that's the little preview of our modified cat. get this in, I mount this on first. Okay. Now all we have to do here is force the coupler onto the inlet, which, to make sure all the hoses are out of the way, and it's just a matter of brute force. So this part, because of the angle of it, you're probably not going to be able to see anything. So next up is the air filter. I like to do. Alright, that is in. So now we put the cowl on, the lights on, and we are done. To install the cowl and the lights, it's just the reverse process. We're running out of daylight today, so I'm going to end our video. I am going to do our Mishimoto Catch can real quick though. So we're going to do that before I end it completely, because we're just running short on daylight. So our mount goes on here, and these guys go right on. If I have catch can on, I'm gonna have issues putting the hoses in, so I think it's gonna have to be a simultaneous action of routing our hoses up. There's one. You know, I've done a couple of these, and they actually have a push and release. This, on my own, it's a little different. I'm wondering if it's just because it's an early 14 model. One, two. Bolts provided to screw on, and it goes on where the crash beam bolts stick out. One here, one on the other side. This is a 13. Next up, we put on the 2 Allens.